Hi Sauces, welcome back to Melissa's Tabletop Talk. And we are now here with, as you can see, I've got another guest. So last week we've got a pretty girl, now I've got a not so handsome guy with me.
Yeah, I think so as well. Yeah.
So,
Same.
as usual, please do subscribe to us, join us, like our Facebook page, Sauce Inc. And if you're wondering who this person next to me, why don't he introduce himself?
Right. You're supposed to do the introduction, right?
I'm trying to cop out, you see.
It's terrible.
Okay, anyway.
Yeah, she is, absolutely.
Okay, fine. I will give a very general
Thank
overview,
you.
and then you tell us more spice about yourself, okay?
Okay.
So basically, next to me, his name is Raquel or Rachel.
My life.
And
yeah.
he's from the Blink Group. He is the what do you call it? Director. Sorry.
Artist director for Nova Artist Management, which is actually one of the companies that's under the Blink Group. So basically the Blink Group is responsible for, or we are a one-stop solution for all event needs, organization, management, conceptualization, execution, everything. Okay, so Nova Artist Management is the artist management arm that is under the Blink Group. Yeah, that's the one. Arm, right? Get it? Arm.
It's the right arm somehow.
Yeah, correct. So basically, Nova Artists manages dancers, singers, talents, models as well. Yeah, lots of models, which is actually what we're going to talk about today.
Yes, so exactly that's why we are reaching out. If you are thinking that you're wanting to be somehow a model or you want to go to be in the industry, this is the right person to find out like what does it take. And of course, he will. Besides that, he will comment more about what he feels the industry should have more of in terms of models. So let's drive in straight to our topic. What does it take, especially in Singapore, to be a model?
I think that especially in Singapore, right, the term model is used a lot more loosely than if you compare internationally. Because basically there are so many young girls out there who actually call themselves models, but haven't had any proper shoots done, no com cards, don't even know their vital statistics. Okay,
What are
don't
com
know.
cards?
I'll explain com cards later on.
I'm a noob, as you can tell.
Don't know their proper height and weight, their measurements. They don't know any of these, but when they apply for a job, they call themselves models, which is a little disturbing. But I guess, you know, along with the times and along with social media, you see so many people taking nice photos of themselves, especially with apps that can help you look very good. It becomes a lot easier to sort of position yourself as a model.
Okay.
But technically speaking, okay, if you are or you call yourself a model, you should at least know all these vital information about yourselves and have a com card. A com card is a composite card that consists of pictures of yourselves, in different types of wear. Okay, corporate wear, like sportswear, casual wear, swimwear, yeah, maybe.
Okay.
And basically this card will also have information about your height, your weight, your vital stats, maybe some measurement with regards to your dress, what kind of dress size you wear. Okay, and this card will be sent over to the client, okay, who has an activation that they are looking for, specific models, and this card will basically give the clients a one look, and they know whether they want or to use you or not, or whether you are suitable for the job or not.
So in other words, it's like a CV or a resume for
Correct.
a model.
Correct. Basically, it's the same thing. It's like an engineer applying for an engineering job, but without the engineering degree.
Okay.
Yeah. Correct.
So in other words, you don't need a degree to be a model.
It helps. It helps if you have a degree.
Really?
Yeah,
It helps?
It does. It does.
Okay, explain that.
Okay, because there are a lot of activations, especially in Singapore, where you are actually required to double up. Not just as just to stand there and look beautiful and to promote.
Be a flower vase.
Yeah, correct. But the industry is veering away from this now. They want models who are also intelligent, well-spoken, with poise, and is able to hold conversation well. Okay, because you will be required to talk about the product to clients or consumers who visit the show and are well informed about the product and know what to expect. Okay, so you are supposed to hold a conversation together with them. All right, so it definitely helps a lot if you have a degree. Although I have to say, even if you have a degree, doesn't mean that you are very well spoken.
That is true.
Yeah,
That is
so
true.
but it helps. It helps. Yeah.
So you are saying, from what you're saying, is that the role of the model has actually changed quite a lot.
Yeah.
It's not just being a pretty face, not just wearing clothes and looking good in front of the camera.
Not just wearing clothes. Yeah.
He has that smirk.
What? Not just wearing clothes. Yeah.
See, this is what happens when you interview a guy. Anyway, on with what I was saying. So it shows that, what about those people who already know that I am nervous, I don't like meeting strangers, I don't like to talk to people that I don't know, and I know that I look good, I've got the height. Oh yeah, we haven't talked about this. Is there a height requirement as well to be a model?
Yes, there is, technically speaking, there is a height requirement to be a model. But then again, models are divided into many different types. Okay, we have runway models where it's definitely beneficial if you have a certain height range. Okay, anything between 1.69 to 1.69 above and above. Okay, for runway models, that's very beneficial.
Can you explain why?
Okay, because well, for runway models, you are supposed to make the clothes look good. Yeah, and most of the time when you're walking on the runway and you are not tall enough or lanky enough, okay, the clothes just doesn't fall as nicely on your body.
I
Yeah,
see.
so it's most of the designers also make clothes in that fashion, in that manner. So it just fits taller people better.
I've read this quote, I can't remember from which designer, but basically why they look for such models and lanky and basically okay, this sounds really bad, but I like to say this: they've got no boobs and no butts and no hips. And it's just a human version of a hanger. You know how you have a hanger and everything just falls down like that?
Yeah. I cannot disagree with that statement, but it's not always the case. Not always the case. There are well, depends on which designer you're working with. You know, like for more of the international brands, yes, that may be true.
Okay.
Yeah, but for more Asian brands nowadays, they concentrate more on maybe the Asian type of figure, and therefore not so much a clothes hanger rather than a more realistic version of what a woman should be. Yeah, and I totally agree with that direction, because skinny women and who looks like clothes hangers shouldn't be the example that everybody should be looking up to, you know. I mean, women are full-figured, right? Look at so many people around us.
I knew what was he
You
going
know,
to say.
so many people around us. You know, women should be like that. It should be. I mean, it should not be tall. Well, not tall. Okay, shouldn't be skinny and malnourished and look like they haven't had a meal for 3 years.
Yeah, there are some models, also called models, the stereotype of models, when you look at them, you just feel like feeding them.
Correct. It looks like they spend more time in the toilet regurgitating everything from their stomach than in actual life.
Yeah, that's not healthy, and that's not what we are going to. That's not what we promote. Fashion is fun. Fashion is meant for everybody, body types and figures as well. And I think that's why you are saying fashion is also moving on, especially in Asia, to fit more of the Asian frame, because basically fashion is about enabling us to look good, right? And have fun and flirt in it as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's of course, fashion is not just about helping us look good. You know, there's this scene in the Devil Wears Prada where I remember I can't remember her name. What is
Which one?
the devil, basically?
The devil, okay.
Yeah.
We'll just call her the
Miranda,
devil.
I think so. Yeah. Where she tells you life and things like that.
Yes, we're still live, yes.
Where she's telling the intern that the sweater that she's wearing, okay, it's not just any old sweater. Okay, but many years ago, it was through the hard work of this particular designer. After it evolves over the ages, and then it becomes the lousy, well not lousy, the comfortable sweater that you're trying to wear. Fashion actually affects us in more ways than one, and that's why different designers need to use different kind of models to translate onto the catwalk or onto the pictures of magazines and onto the pictures that you see on Facebook. You know exactly what they're trying to recreate. You know, whether it's comfort, you know, whether it's fun, flirty, whether it's for sophistication. You know, these different moods all depend on the model and of course the clothes as well.
Yeah.
But the model is very important because he or she has to translate that onto print or screen.
I see.
Yeah.
So again, models are not just a pretty face. And okay, so going back to our point, so if to our sources over there who are watching us, some of them may be thinking that, hey, I'm pretty. A lot of people say I look good and I'm photogenic. They know their statistics, they know their height, weight. I mean, these they should know and ought to know. How do they come up with that com card? Because as you've said, they need to take photos in different clothes. But what's the step, especially for, say, somebody who's 16 years old, you know, quite naive, not sure what steps. So what do you advise?
Okay, for all the young models out there, or those of you who have aspirations to want to be models and you're still very young and you just don't know what to do, the best thing, of course, is to approach a proper agency, okay, who can give you proper advice and proper representation. And but then you have to be careful because there are many agencies out there who actually want to prey upon these people. Okay, and all they want to do is to tell you to sign Comcard packages with them where they will take a couple of photos for you and then charge you an obscene amount of money to reproduce the photos and to make the Comcard for you. And it's not, I'm not saying that is not important in the sense that it's not what you need. It is what you need, you know, the photos and the Comcards. But, you know, there are many other ways that you can, and other agencies who can actually help you out with that, okay? But you also have to be realistic, okay? There is a lot of hard work that goes into being a model, okay? There's a lot of time, you know, time issues because it's not a 9-to-5 job, you know. You may need to be at a certain venue, you know, 2-3 hours before the actual event starts to prepare, sit down there, get your hair done, your makeup done. And you have to learn how to pose in many different ways that may seem awkward and unnatural, but you know, these are all part of what being a model is. You know, it's a lot of time, it's a lot of effort, and you have to be completely comfortable in front of the camera, and many people are just not that. So my advice is, if you want to try it out, okay, go ahead and try it out, you know, in many different small activations or small shows, okay, but you really have to go and ask yourself if you are willing to put in that effort and the time, and you're willing to sacrifice sleep, sacrifice, you know, your, sometimes to some people it's sacrificing your dignity as well, because the positions that you have to take up in front of the camera sometimes, it's very weird. It is weird. Okay. Yeah, I want to demonstrate.
No examples.
I want to demonstrate, but I
have dignity.
Yes, correct. Yeah, so it's a lot of sacrifice. It is. Yeah, but you cannot escape having to take photos. You cannot escape. So if you really want and am serious about being a model, you have to take the photos, but approach you know, photography companies who may offer you a better price, rather than go to the model agency directly, some of whom may charge you an exorbitant amount. Okay, but there is a lot of training. Okay, we always help out aspiring models in whatever ways we can, and we occasionally will organize free Comcard shoots for everyone so they can take at least some proper photos. But I mean, even I have to admit that we don't have enough resources and time, okay, to be able to train every single new person, new model directly. So it's a lot of work, but you have to be prepared. And I think the really number one, most important thing
Okay.
in the world, if you want to be a model,
Yes.
is you have to be responsible. You have to be.
That is
Yeah.
true.
The most prevalent problem right now in
But I think that goes not just for models.
No,
you know.
definitely.
Any job, you need to be
Correct.
responsible.
correct,
But okay.
But honestly, the models who have been in the industry the longest, okay, like 5, 6, some even 8 years,
Yeah.
they are the ones who turn up on time every single time for activations. And when they say they are going to do something,
They will do it.
they will do it. Yeah,
So no divas. I think a lot of people think that being a model is very glamorous, and as Raquel has told you, it's not glamorous, especially if you're first starting out.
yeah.
I'm not a model, but my cousin is, or was, and yeah, she's told us stories about how she was exhausted. She had like 3 fittings or 4 fittings in a day, and basically she worked 14, 15 hours that
That's it.
day. So, I mean, you need to be realistic that it is not just all glamorous. The reason why it looks glamorous is because of the hard work of photographers, the designers, and etc. It's just a vision. Yeah?
Correct. Yeah, it is. It is. Well, it's not just a vision. Of course, there is a lot of glamour. You know the problem is that a lot of people watch reality TV and then they
Yes.
go like, wow, America's Next Top
Top
Model,
Model.
and they go and see all that glamour and that.
But
it's
I
there.
thought that's the reason America's Next Top Model is so popular, because they show both sides of the story.
No, okay, they show all the cat fights and they show all the
Okay.
don't be deceived. Everything that you see, okay. Thank you very much. Whoever
Naranya said you're cute and handsome.
whoever said
No
that,
praise for me. or
yeah,
she said.
whoever said that, I'm buying you a drink. Okay. Anyway, America's Next Top Model, whatever reality TV show there is, it's a show. Okay, they
Yeah.
cut out all the real hard work. Honestly, they do. Okay, there is a lot of things, still a lot of things that goes behind that is completely edited out. They
Yeah.
only show you the things that they think will drive the ratings up.
Yes.
Yes, correct. In fact, if you want a good example, you should see The Biggest Loser. The Biggest Loser.
Yes.
All these overweight folks, okay, will go
Yeah.
through this tough training regime,
Yeah.
okay, and then after that they get fit. Okay, 90% of them gain the weight back after the show. So reality TV shows are not very accurate. It's not. It's just to drive the ratings up. That's all.
Okay, but this reality TV show is very real. After today, next week, we're still gonna look like that. Yeah, maybe we
Fortunately,
we might lose some weight. Hopefully.
hopefully.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we look fine. You do.
Thank
Everybody,
you.
yeah, both of us look fine the way we are. You
Yes.
know, it's to be confident about your body and how you look and how you actually are as a person. It's actually a very important thing if you want to be a model, because you have to have a lot of self-confidence. You have to have the self-confidence. Otherwise, you'll be looking at this camera right here, right now, and you would only see a really bad version of yourself. That's all you'll see. And you will never ever be happy with who you are. And you can't be happy with who you are, then it's very difficult for others to look at you and go like, oh my God, she's so beautiful.
Well
Or,
said, well
he's so
said.
good looking. You know, they can't. You have to be happy. Okay,
We're
that'd be it.
back. Yeah.
Yeah.
So back to again the story again. If you're young, so your recommendation is go to a reputable photographer, get
Yeah.
a package, get your photos done.
Yeah.
So when they go to photographers, what exactly should they say? Should they say that, oh, I'm trying to shoot a portfolio for my modeling, or I want to be a model, or what exactly should they say so that, and what should they look out for so that they will not get conned by some of these photographers as well?
Con.
Yes, and I use that very loosely because I'm not saying I know a lot of good photographers, but I'm sure that there are some who, they say, okay, you want to be a model, I'll give you this package, and then being naive and you think that you have to have so many photos, they just sell you one big package that's ridiculously priced.
Getting con out of your money is one thing.
Yeah.
There recently, there was a very big hoo-ha in not just on print but also online as well. where there were many aspiring models who got cheated into taking photos that
They were not
puts them in very compromising
Yeah.
positions and states of undress.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, this goes out really to all the young models out there. You know, what you do now, and pictures that you take now, you know, will, to borrow a line from the movie 300, echo in eternity. Yeah, it will, because all those photos that were uncovered online were taken when they were much younger.
Yeah.
Yeah, so remember when you approach photographers and you get them to take photos, do not agree to photos that will, when you look back, you are going to go like, oh my God, why did I do that? No matter how much the money may seem very attractive right now, there are things that you cannot live down.
Yep.
You cannot. After the photos were released, there was a model who committed suicide.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and there were many others. There were many other models whose lives were completely ruined. I know one who lost her job as a very high-paying executive.
Oh,
She lost her job. There were many who just went through very severe depression, and right now is still suffering the after effects of those photos emerging. So
Would it help if they brought their parents along?
that's the thing. You see, most models would never ever ask their parents along for the shoot.
Why?
Because
Why not?
because parents would say no. Parents would
Okay.
say no. They say, modeling is not a job that you should be doing. So what they will say is, they won't encourage their daughters to
Okay.
go into modeling. Nobody. No. I've never met a parent who said, yeah, wow, it's a good idea. Wow.
Well, maybe my
Yeah.
family's a bit different. Maybe because I have a cousin who's much older than me, who
Ah.
already was a model.
Okay.
So, because this happened when I was around 16. It always happens when you're around 16, 17, then, right? And then my friend and I were. It turns out to be a con job anyway, but. My friend and I were approached by so-called scouts on the streets and asked us to, come down to take photos and all of that. They said that they are from a modeling agency. So my parents were pretty open to it, but my dad came along with me because to him it was more like you're underage, number one, and it's also to find out whether is this legitimate or not. And as a 16, 17-year-old, of course, with this kind of opportunity, you think that, yay, great, right?
Yeah,
But as a discerning, much older adult, he went with me, and then when we went there, we realized that there was no proper signage.
That should be a big warning sign.
That's a big warning sign.
Yeah.
And then when we went in, there were a lot of girls out there as well. And because I brought in another friend who was interested to find out more as well about what it takes to be a model, and they totally just flat out didn't want her in. But to me, it didn't make any sense, because if you're a modeling agency, if I brought a friend, if she's prettier than me or she has more interesting, why not, right?
Okay.
So that was a big sign. But anyway, end of my spiel, what I was trying to say is that it always helps to have your parent or an adult with you when you go for all these things, because they see things from a more objective point of view.
Yeah, that's true. I think this has caught on to quite a lot of models now, because I know many of them, they would request having somebody else to be inside the room together with the photographer doing shoots, because
Especially if you're wearing a bikini.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, because the thing about these shoots are, it's normally just you and the photographer.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's always a very strong sense. There's a strong sense of you don't have a choice because you're already there.
I see.
Okay, so when the photographer starts telling you things like, maybe you should remove this piece of clothing, or maybe you should pose in a certain manner, and you go like, you feel very pressurized to just go along with it, because the photographer is supposed to be the more experienced one. So he's the one trying to lead you into taking better photos.
Understand.
Yeah. So anytime you feel uncomfortable, just be firm and
Say
just
no.
say no, or just bring somebody along.
Yep.
Just bring somebody along. Yeah. If the photographer says no, I don't want anybody else to be there, then you can just say,
Forget it.
like that, never mind lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, now that someone has gotten her com card, gotten everything, and now she wants to choose a talent or modeling agency, what should she or maybe even he look for in a modeling agency?
We totally didn't speak about guys, right?
No, we didn't.
No.
We are most of our sources are females, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying because there are male models
Correct.
too.
There are
but
plenty.
okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
the steps are basically the same as well, right?
Well, actually, the hazards for male models are equally as bad
As women.
as for female models. Yeah, because there are a lot of bogus agents out there who would actually, because you are a guy and you are new and you are, the emotional maturity for guys is
Only
normally.
starts at 30.
I do not agree with that statement. Yeah, but it's a well-known fact that the emotional
I was just joking, by the way.
maturity of guys is significantly lower than females. Okay,
Rikal is very mature, by the way.
that's 50% female. No, I'm kidding. Okay. So actually, guys get conned into doing things they don't want to do much easier than females. It's a surprising fact. It is.
Interesting.
I've heard a lot of horror stories actually. In fact, right now, if you go to any of most of the male pageants out there, okay, if you go and talk to the guys, you will find a lot of them actually not knowing why they are there, what they are doing there, and what is the purpose of them being there in the first place. They are just like, I think this would help me in my career. How? Don't know. So what exactly are you doing? Don't know. So what are you going to do, a few days now? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just here. Hopefully somebody will tell me what to do.
You're making all the male models out there sounds like complete himbos.
It's not all. But I mean, honestly speaking, when you long time ago, when I was what? When I was in that same position, okay?
Inside joke.
I went through the same thing, and I met a lot of guys who were also in the same mindset. And even now, when we use male models, they also have the same mindset. It's just the way it is, guys just.
They mature a lot later.
No, we just feel like, hey, we are a guy, we don't have much to lose, just be there, hopefully somebody will pick us up and somehow we're going to make a career out of it. Yeah, somehow. But, there are ways that guys can lose out as well. Okay,
So in other words, just be smart.
Yeah, I'm not
Be
going
smart
to
about
go
it.
into explicit. I'm not going to go explicitly
We
into
will
how
do
guys
that
will
off
lose out.
camera.
but-
We'll do that off
yeah.
camera.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So anyway, back to what we were saying. So now you've got the photos. Now how do we choose a talent agency or a modeling agency? What should they, besides the fact that they feel comfortable with the agency or whatever, but what else should they look for?
Actually, I mean, honestly speaking, for all the agencies out there, there are very few models that are exclusive to a certain agency. Most of the time, for the smaller agencies out there, most of the time they're just going to go to many different agencies, and then they're going to see, hey, which agency can offer me a job.
I see.
It's like that. Okay. But actually, in modern day times, agencies are slowly starting to lose their edge. Okay, because when new models want to come into the industry, all they need to do is go onto Facebook and then join a certain modeling group, and model jobs will be all posted there.
I see.
Yeah. So if you really get spotted by one of the top agencies like Phantom and Look, and all that, then that's when you know that you have a real chance to pursue a career as a model. But my recommendation, okay, is that if you want to do events and you want to do parties and you want to do catwalks, that you can do on the side. But if you really want to make it as a model, then aim to go into the top agencies, okay? Because when you get into those agencies, then you are more or less almost guaranteed a chance to really make a living as a model. But when you come to the smaller agencies, then it's a lot of events, there's a lot of activations that you have to do, and a lot of the surviving surviving models now, they do a lot of shoots plus events and activations. It's very tiring work. So again, bringing
Not
back to the point,
glamorous.
not glamorous. Okay, you got a lot of hard work that you need to put in. A lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, final question before we end this
Okay.
would be, what kind of models do you wish there were more of in this industry?
Wow.
Toughy.
Not tough. I mean, there's only one answer to that. It's just
Oh.
more responsible models. That's all.
Just responsible?
Yeah, responsible.
So you don't mind if they are like not a certain look,
No,
just as long as they're responsible?
Correct. It doesn't matter. I mean, at least for me, it doesn't really matter if you are not very tall, if you are not very good looking. What is more important is the attitude. You're willing to learn. You're willing to put in the hours. You're not going to go down there and then 1 hour into the activation, you'll go like, I'm so tired. I'm just so moody. I don't want to work anymore. I want to go home. My period is here. My boyfriend just dumped me yesterday night. My dog is not eating. My grandma is sick. All these things. And, it's just no. Yeah. If you go there, you agree to do a job, you do it to the best of your ability, you will have a long future in this line. You're not going to starve. You will find work because word gets around in this industry. It gets around a lot. Once you develop a bad reputation for yourself, it's very difficult to wash it away.
I see. So anyway, we'll probably, I don't think we have time set. Do we have time? No, we don't have time, sorry. But it would have been nice if the sources could actually ask Raquel some questions. I think there are some people out there who want to be models, but feel free to still drop your comments over. We can shoot them over to Raquel. I'm sure Raquel is already a fan of Source Inc.
I am?
And
I have a source site, yes.
he does have a source site, so
Yes.
you know what to do. If go onto Source Inc., sign up as a member,
Yeah.
and then look for Raquel. His user
It's my name.
is his name.
Yes.
Please stand up.
Oh, but
Because your
you
name
can see the
had-
X. Right.
Because nobody
Can't
knows
see.
how to spell
Can't
Raquel.
see.
Can.
Can't.
Richel and then XIE. That's his username.
It's a
But is the
nice shot by
Raquel-
butt. Yeah.
No, your butt was not there. It was just your
Okay, fine.
lower back. Because Raquel is like.
What?
Yeah, if people didn't see that, they wouldn't know how to spell. Am I right?
I can say it slowly, like RICHEL. Yeah, that's my name. Okay, I'm done.
Plus XIE.
XI.
Yes. So go on to sourceinc.com, go and find Raquel. And if you want to say hi to me as well, you can find me on Melissa. Simple Melissa. Yeah. So
All right.
what was that smile for?
Nothing. Simple.
Yes, it's simple.
Yeah, it's simple.
I'm simple.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you for joining us this week.
Yeah, thank you, Melissa.
Thank you
yeah,
for
thank
having
you,
us.
Sabrina. Thank you, Edmund.
Edmund.
Thank you, everybody. Yeah, I want to thank my mother, my father. What?
Anyway, join us next week again, next Tuesday, same time, same place. Yeah, see who's our mystery guest if we have one next week. Bye.
Bye.